It's been a whole entire calendar year since Disinherited was revealed to the public. I know, really hard to believe. So I wanted to do something really special. If there is one thing this community loves to suggest, it is new bosses. If there's another thing this community loves to suggest, it's new areas. In Disinherited, these are the same exact thing. Each area is like a section of Death's domain that's been shaped by the will of a powerful soul that descended there before our hero. Some characters will even refer to the area as the heart of that area's boss. Here's what we've got so far. We've got the relatively complete catacombs guarded by Guillaume the Gravedigger, not one of the souls himself, but a protector of the true domain beyond. Then we have Augusta, the inventor who created the infinite machine, a computer capable of encoding the human soul. Silas leads the chained monastery with his cultists worshipping pain itself, and Eudor the pirate and his crew have been sucked down into Death's domain via the Maelstrom. But what area to add next? I have tons of ideas for plans and areas, some of which might have to be pushed off for a sequel or DLC or something, so I started thinking about what we need now. Coming up, I want to revamp the Disinherited trailer for the Kickstarter and the demo, and so I want an area that shows a lot of contrast with the other ones. Thinking back on lots of past suggestions from this community, I started to swirl a bunch of things together. Many people wanted an area that was more bright and colorful, which is a difficult proposition in a game where the lantern light keeping away the darkness is a key mechanic. Lots of people also suggested an outdoor area with lots of foliage. A forest even. A boss that seeks immortality through nature has been a common theme as well, and it's something I've had written down for a long time. And last, lots of people have been asking if there's going to be some kind of Easter egg reference to my previous project, Lighthoof. So I decided to do more than just an Easter egg. This new area is called the Weeping Wood, and it's been the most challenging area yet. I started the idea by sketching to get a feel for some colors and shapes and themes that might emerge. There's a lot you have to figure out before you can make something work in-game. And at first I was tempted to go with this almost green on green, textured with mossy rocks, maroon mushrooms, brown bark, and punctuated with these vibrant teal flowers and butterflies. But that was just a sketch. The next phase was to try to make something that looked like it was actual assets in-game, a boss arena. This started pulling the color in another direction. The blue from the flowers turned into a fully blue sky, the dark bark and mushrooms felt like they'd be too much as foreground objects, so I washed them out a little bit and turned them into pastels. It was a very different look for the game overall, but I wanted to hit you as this big surprise, like, why is this area so seemingly full of life? But before we get into that, there was a lot of layers of work that had to be done to procedurally generate something that looks a lot more organic. We needed a new tile set. When you go through the first area, the catacombs, having this very grid-based tile map seems natural because the tunnels are explicitly human-created. But if you're in a forest, things have to look a lot rounder and lumpier without sacrificing gameplay needs like climbing. And this took a lot of tries. Several days worth of drawing, in fact. But I also came up with this new system for making it slightly easier. Rather than draw the interior of every single tile, I made this white shape with a black outline. Then, using a shader, I basically filled all the white with this seamless dirt and rock texture I drew. And finally, I have a version of the tile map that looks like it's lit from the outside, which matches the position of the tile shapes exactly. If I lay this over the textured part, it lightens the edge of the tile map when it's used in-world. Now that's a good start, but it's still pretty squarey. So I very carefully drew these other corner pieces, which I could spawn in using my decoration system. And because the dirt texture is applied based on the world position, I can use a similar shader to the tile map to have that texture seem like it continues onto these pieces, even though they're not part of the tile map. Neat! Next. Grass. Very important for a forest. I had to rework my decoration system a little bit, because the way it interacted with the other systems, decorations weren't allowed to spawn on tiles with enemies or power-ups, which led to these weird holes in the grass and that didn't look very natural. I also reworked this system so you can add as many layers of decor as you want and let them overlap with each other. Before this, you could only do foreground and background because that was all I needed. Okay, so now that I can have lots of layers, I separated it into corners, mushrooms and rocks, bushes, and trees, and later I can even do another layer of blurred trees. For the background, I made it this nice sky blue, and then this particle system that feels like drifting clouds. But there was still this elephant in the room. You see, this nice blue sky in the background doesn't really gel with the idea of you having to light the environment with your lantern. Luckily, my friend Michael came to the rescue. I was showing him the area and complaining about how it looked kind of weird, and then he was like, what if you took those clouds from the background and you made it like the lantern was pushing away the fog? I put a collider that changes shape with the lamplight circle, let the particles collide with it, and it actually looks really cool. And then for a new area, you need new enemies. I don't have them all implemented yet, but I'll show you what I got. First, there's this simple enemy, but it's kind of a beast. The porcupine. These can use their bone spikes to deal contact damage, and as a side effect of the way the hitboxes are set up, you can't damage them with your cane, so you'll have to find something to throw at them. Then there's the fairies. These are gonna teleport around and throw little knives at you that you can catch. They won't deal that much damage, but they will be quick and they'll prepare you for the boss. Last, the tree golem. These artifices are going to be the big bruisers of the Weeping Wood. You'll need to parry carefully or shoot them at range. I'm thinking that they'll have both a projectile and a melee attack, so they'll be really more of a duel that you have to go up against. And the suite of enemies isn't done yet. I still need at least one common enemy that's gonna throw like the general use projectile of the area at you, so let me know what you think that should look like. And then of course we come to the boss. I will tell you this concept did not come easy. I sketched more concepts for this idea than any other one so far. And then finally it hit me. This could be a reference to my last game, Lighthoof. I was thinking about what sort of boss fights are missing, and one of them is this sort of rhythmic, quick, ninja type boss. I tried out several concepts where the boss was a similar size as Samuel, and it didn't really work out. The boss seemed like a literal child. I eventually settled on this character concept of the Sylvan Orphan, a mysterious and arcane guardian of the forest. I don't want to tell you too much about their backstory, but when you first meet them, they see you as an intruder into their grove and they are not interested in talking. In terms of the character design, I made them a bold red to help them stand out against the largely green background, and borrowed shapes from the surroundings. The long ponytail is a vine or a long willow switch, the shawl is a mushroom cap, and it's encrusted with stones carved with runes. And of course, we can't ignore the implications of the legs, but you're not going to get those details out of me here. Now this boss fight choreography has only just been started, but the couple attacks that are there should give you a clue as to where this is headed. As pretty as this arena is, you'll be lucky to leave. There's still a ton left to do in this area, obviously, but I think it's a really fun start and I wanted to let you guys in on it as early as possible. Thank you so much for watching, thank you to my channel members for supporting me directly, and especially in the Ascended Lighthoof tier, Emil Skov, and in the Reaper Council level, Ajhavok. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one.